There was a boy who wanted to move a mountain. His name was Elias, and everyone told him the same thing. It's impossible. Mountains don't move. Give up. Find a smaller dream. But Elias didn't listen. The mountain stood between his village and the city, between isolation and opportunity, between staying and becoming. Every day, he watched people take the long route around it. Hours added to every journey. Dreams deferred because the distance was too far. So, Elias decided, if the mountain won't move, I'll move it. He was 16 with no tools, no equipment, no knowledge of geology or engineering. Justo sobre la wheelbarrow, and a belief that impossible was just a word people used when they gave up too soon. The first day, Elias filled his wheelbarrow with rocks, pushed it to the edge of the village, dumped it, and came back. By sunset, he'd moved maybe half a ton. The mountain stood unchanged, massive, unmoved, mocking. People laughed. That boy thinks he can move a mountain with a shovel. Idiot. Dreamer. Fool. But Elias came back the next day, and the next, and the next, week after week, month after month, year after year, filling the wheelbarrow, dumping the rocks, one load at a time, while people mocked, while friends moved on, while life happened around him. After 3 years, his mother asked why he was still doing this. The mountain hadn't changed. He was wasting his life. Elias looked at her with calloused hands and a bent back, but clear eyes. The mountain is changing, he explained. She just couldn't see it yet because she was looking for the whole mountain to disappear. But he wasn't moving the whole mountain at once. He was moving it one rock at a time, and every rock mattered. Every load counted. One day, she'd look up and realize the mountain wasn't where it used to be. His mother shook her head, walked away, and Elias went back to work. 5 years passed, then 10. Elias was no longer a boy, but a man weathered, scarred, stronger than anyone in the village. And still, he pushed the wheelbarrow, still moved the rocks, still showed up every single day. Some days he moved a lot, some days barely anything. Some days the weather was too harsh, the ground too frozen, his body too tired. But he never stopped, never quit, never let a day pass without at least one load, one rock, one small act of defiance against the impossible. And slowly, something changed. Not the mountain, the people. The people. They stopped laughing, started watching, started wondering. How is he still going? What keeps him moving? A few joined him just for a day to see what it felt like, to push the wheelbarrow, to move the rocks. Most quit after an hour, declaring it pointless, insisting he'd never finish, that he'd die before the mountain moved. But one person stayed, an old man named Tomas. He didn't say much, just picked up a shovel, filled a second wheelbarrow, and worked beside Elias day after day, week after week. When Elias asked one evening why he was helping, Tomas smiled, because Elias reminded him of something he'd forgotten, that mountains are moved by talent or luck or grand gestures. They're moved by showing up, by doing the work when no one's watching, by believing in the invisible progress that everyone else calls failure. He pointed at the mountain. Elias had moved thousands of tons, but because the mountain was still standing, people thought he'd accomplished nothing. They didn't see that the base was lower, but the path was forming, that what seemed impossible 10 years ago was now just difficult. And what's difficult today will be manageable tomorrow because of this daily, unglamorous, persistent work that no one celebrates. 15 years passed. Elias was 31 now, with hands like iron and unbreakable will. And something extraordinary was happening. The mountain was changing. Not all at once, not dramatically, but undeniably. A path had formed, a real one, where once there was only sheer rock. Now there was a gentle slope. People could walk through, then ride through, then eventually drive through. The journey that once took a day now took hours. And the village began to change. Trade increased. Young people stayed, new families moved in. Businesses opened, all because one man refused to believe that mountains don't move. All because one boy with a shovel decided that impossible just meant no one had been patient enough yet. On the 20th anniversary of his first load, the village held a ceremony to honor Elias, to call him a hero, a miracle worker, the man who moved a mountain. But Elias stood before them and explained that he didn't move the mountain, persistence did. He just showed up every day, even when it felt pointless, even when no one believed, even when he didn't believe. He just kept moving one rock at a time, and the mountain changed its mind. An old woman in the crowd called out, asking how he kept going when nothing seemed to change. Elias smiled, tired but genuine. He stopped measuring progress by the mountain and started measuring it by the wheelbarrow. He couldn't control the mountain, but he could control the next load, the next rock, the next step. He realized if he moved one rock every day, in 20 years he'd move 7,000 rocks. And 7,000 rocks is no longer nothing, it's a path. It's a possibility. It's proof that persistence doesn't move mountains because it's strong. It moves them because it doesn't stop. Years later, when Elias was old, a young girl came to him with a dream, a big one. Impossible, everyone said. She asked how to achieve the impossible. Elias handed her a small stone. 23 years ago, it was part of something immovable. Now, it was in her hand. Not because he was special, not because he had resources, not because he knew the secret, but because he picked it up and moved it, and then picked up another, and didn't stop. He looked at the mountain, now crossed by a wide road, traveled by thousands, changed forever by persistence. The mountain didn't change its mind because he convinced it. It changed because he outlasted it, because he was willing to work longer than it was willing to resist. And that's the only secret to outlast the resistance, outwork the doubt, outlast the voices that say it's impossible. One day, you'll look back and realize the impossible happened, not in a moment, but in 10,000 moments. Each one small, each one insignificant, but together, unstoppable. The girl held the stone and asked, what if she failed? What if she tried and nothing changed? Then you'll have tried, Elias said simply, and trying is better than wondering. But here's what he learned: failure only happens when you stop. As long as you're moving rocks, you're succeeding. Even if no one sees it, even if it feels pointless. Every rock matters. Every day counts. And the mountain is always changing, even when it looks the same. The truth is this: you have a mountain, a big one, impossible, they say. Too hard, too far, too much. And you're standing at the base with a shovel, feeling small, feeling foolish, feeling like giving up before you even start. But here's what you need to. No, mountains don't move in moments. They move in increments. One rock, one day, one small, persistent act repeated so many times that the impossible becomes inevitable. You won't see progress tomorrow, maybe not next week, maybe not next year, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Every rock you move changes the mountain. Every day you show up matters. Every small act of persistence is a vote for the person you're becoming, the dream you're building, the life you're creating. The world celebrates overnight success, but overnight success is a myth. It's just years of invisible work finally becoming visible. It's the mountain changing its mind after 1,000,000 small defeats, after 1,000 days of showing up when no one was watching. So stop waiting for the breakthrough. Stop looking for the shortcut. Stop expecting the mountain to move all at once. It won't, but it will move if you keep pushing, if you keep showing up, if you keep moving one rock at a time. Because persistence isn't about being strong, it's about being stubborn. It's about refusing to quit. It's about showing up on the days you don't feel like it, on the days when progress is invisible, on the days when everyone says you're wasting your time. Those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that move mountains. Not the days when it's easy, but the days when it's hard and you do it anyway. So pick up your shovel, fill your wheelbarrow, mob your rock, and do it again tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. Don't measure progress by the mountain. Measure it by the load, by the day, by the choice to keep going when quitting would be easier. Because the mountain will change its mind, not because you're special, not because you're lucky, but because you refused to stop. Because you outlasted the doubt. Because you were willing to work in obscurity for as long as it took. And one day, you'll look back and the mountain won't be where it was. People will call it a miracle, but you'll know the truth. It wasn't a miracle. It was persistence. One rock, one day, one choice at a time. And that's not just how you move mountains. That's how you become unmovable yourself. So, start today. Now. Pick up the rock and trust the process. Trust that every load matters, that every day counts, that persistence always wins. Because mountains may be patient, but persistence is eternal. And the eternal always outlasts the immovable. The mountain will change its mind. You just have to keep giving it reasons to.